Hello, everyone. This is Miss Annette from the South Charleston Public Library for a first chapter Friday to share with you. And the book that I've chosen today is in the Lighthouse Family series. It's a 6-book series and it's by Cynthia Ryland. One of the reasons that I chose it today is that she is a West Virginia author. She was born in Hopewell, West Virginia, which is in the northeastern part of our state, and I'm just excited to read one of the books with you. The first book in the series is called The Storm, and it's written again by Cynthia Ryland. It's illustrated by Preston McDaniels and is shared with us by the publisher Simon & Schuster's Books for Young Readers. Chapter 1. Chapter 1 is entitled Pandora, and here's a picture of Pandora. She is a very industrious cat, so let's learn to see what she's about. In a lonely lighthouse far from city and town, far from the comfort of friends, lived a kind-hearted cat named Pandora. She had been living at the lighthouse all alone for 4 long years, and it was beginning to wear. She found herself sighing long, deep, lonely sighs. She sat at the rocks overlooking the waves far too long. Sometimes her nose got a sunburn. And at night, when she tried to read by the lantern light, her mind wandered, and she would think for hours on her childhood when she had friends and company. Why did Pandora accept this lonely lighthouse life? Because a lighthouse had once saved her. When Pandora was but a kitten, she and her father had gone sailing aboard a grand schooner, bound for a new country. Pandora's mother had stayed behind with a baby to join them later. And while they were at sea, Pandora and her father were shaken from their beds one night by an awful twisting of the ship's great bow. "Stay here, Pandora," her father had commanded. "Stay here and wait until I come for you." They were in a terrible storm. The wind was howling and the waves crashed hard upon them. Worse, a deep fog had spread itself all over the water, and it is this fog that will bring a ship to its end. Fog that will blind a sailor's eye until his ship has hit the ragged shore and torn itself to pieces. Pandora's father knew as he strained with the others to keep the ship's sail aloft, and his daughter trembled in her bed. He knew somber danger that they were in. But Pandora's father was a brave cat, and he would not give up hope. He would hold tight to the riggings with the others until help, in whatever form, might come to them. In time, the winds began to settle and the waves grew smaller, but the dense fog refused to lift. The ship's captain was clearly worried, for he knew those waters they sailed in. He knew the long history of ships gone down, and he carried little hope that help might come to them, that someone might lead them away from the deadly shore. For only a lighthouse might show them the way, and there had been no working lights on this waters for 100 years. So it was with mild bewilderment and amazement and overwhelming joy that he heard, first the deep, clear sound of a foghorn, then before him a light. Yes, a light, and it was not the light of another ship or small boat. Only a very powerful lamp could make itself seen through a fog like this. Only the lamp of a lighthouse. "Pull leeward," cried the captain, "away from the light." And everyone pulled hard on the riggings to make the ship turn away from the dangerous shore. The ship and everyone on it was saved. Ever after Pandora dreamed of lighthouses, though she had not seen the beacon that had saved her, her father had, and he spoke of it often. He always wondered who had made the great light shine. As she grew, Pandora herself came to think much on this. She went to the library and gathered books on lighthouses. She drew them in her sketch pad. She dreamed of them at night. Then one morning she woke and she knew what she must do. She must become a lighthouse keeper. She knew that this was her destiny. It did not take Pandora long to find a lighthouse in need of keeping. It is a hard and lonely job, and few want it. Lighthouses are often built in unwelcoming places atop sharp and dangerous rocks. A winter storm can hold the keeper inside for weeks on end, and when she emerges, there is no one to talk to. They are all someplace else, living in little towns or big cities. They are not interested in desolation. But Pandora was not afraid of this life, for her heart was so good and clear that fear would not creep inside it. The ships in these unpredictable waters carried fathers and mothers and children, and they needed guiding. She knew that she could do it, and Pandora had been doing it faithfully for 4 long years. She had seen many an awful storm come and go. She had stayed awake long winter nights tending the great lamp, sounding the deep horn. Pandora did not know how many lives she had saved, but she knew that she had saved some. And now, weary with being alone for so long, Pandora was about to save one more. So that is the first chapter in the book, The Storm by Cynthia Rylant. And the second chapter is about Seabolt. And we would like for you all to check this book out at our library or on Hoopla so that you can continue with the adventure of Pandora in the Storm and the Lighthouse series family.